I remember for a long time, a lot of those Boswell Diaries books, their prices were going just way, way up. And then all of a sudden, you
Yeah.
could get them. You didn't have to go to lots and lots of different stores, and the prices went down from 75 to 15 or
Yep.
20. And that's when I, of course, bought them all because I'd
Exactly.
been priced out before. But I guess there are other books which used to be, um, I mean, could you give me an example of one that used to be fairly common and is now rather difficult to find because a lot of people want it? Someone told me the original Joy of Cooking is now something that a lot of
Yeah,
people
that I
want.
think is an expensive book today if you can find it in fine condition. I think you can get ratty copies for a few dollars, but a fine first of a book like that I think is probably in the range somewhere of 50 to $100. We could check it very easily on the internet to
Yeah.
verify.
Yeah, the problem with cookbooks, of course, is you spill flour and eggs
Exactly.
and wine all over them.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
but it's so. Would you say that the internet was perhaps the biggest change that's happened to you in the 50 years in the
That
book
is
business?
probably the biggest single change in book trade since I've been around. Indeed, that prior to about 1996, we issued catalogs, as perhaps you
Oh,
can
I remember.
remember.
Yeah,
They were subject area catalogs. Most catalogs would offer between 2,000 and 3,000 books, largely out of print books. The prices would range somewhere in the vicinity of $16 to $30 a piece, and we were fortunate if we would sell 20% of those books. In a good year, we would issue about a dozen catalogs, one a month. The cost of doing so was really, by today's standards, quite astronomical.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, 30 cents or so per copy to mail them. Cost of printing was equal to the cost of postage, and all the labor that was involved in producing the descriptions of 2,000 books. So in the course of a year, we might offer 24,000 books through the pages of our catalogs and sell maybe 5,000 of the 24,000. Now in a good week, we sell 1,000 books.
Wow.
So in a month, we're selling 4,000 books, which is almost the equivalent of what we would sell in an entire year through our catalogs. The per capita price of those books has declined.
Yeah,
But that doesn't matter
but you sell
because
lots more.
we're satisfying a lot more customers and reaching far more potential customers than we were ever able to do through the printed catalog in the past.
So it's not really the best of times and the worst of times. It's really the best of times.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
is for bookselling. Yeah.
Oh, that must be.
Books
Yeah.
have just really come out of the woodwork, as it were. Virtually every retiring professor, many clergymen, accountants, some lawyers, some medical practitioners have shelves of books, and they've learned about the marketplace that's the internet. And they see, for example, that Zubal has a certain book for sale for $15 or $20. Well, they'll scratch their head and say, "I'll sell mine for 12." And then somebody else comes along and sees that Zubal has his for 15, and the next guy has his for 12. And the third guy says, "Well, I paid $3 for this 20 years ago. I'll sell mine for 10." And so it goes.
So it all really kind of equals out in a
Yeah,
funny way.
really.
Yeah.
We end up selling other people's books.
It really is the market almost
Exactly.
dictating it.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.